On the Fringe with Dan radio style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Time to vote, time to get out and vote. Big time. I know it's going to be annoying for the next few days. I got my little sticker. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. First off, I don't even know if you can see that, but yeah, it's the I voted sticker. The light is so blinding on the white, whatever. The funny part is, too, that actually California, when they send you your ballot in the mail, they send you a sticker also. So, doesn't really prove anything, frankly. But I did go vote. And I did cast my vote for Trump, of course, even though, it's our secret thing. I will also say for California, sorry guys, any of the bond members, all the bonds, like anything, they're like, yeah, drinking water and like all this, like to save children in schools and all these bonds they want to do. And I'm like, no to every single bond. Hell no. No more money, California. You are not good at spending it. So no, I don't care if you claim it's to save whatever's. No extra money, no more bonds, no more borrowing money that you can't afford to pay. And I'm tired of paying super high taxes, so get out of here. No. All said, every one of us has our own elections, I hope, and I hope we get out and vote early. That's the most important thing. A lot of questions around what day of is going to be. And, it's funny. Someone threw a crazy thought out there to me the other day. They're like, what if a bunch of Democrats show up day of because they want to, teach a lesson? And then that happens to be the day all the crazy stuff happens and end up shooting themselves in the foot. I just thought it was a kind of a funny idea, funny example of what could happen. Who knows? I want to start off with some sun stuff. Sun's been interesting. We also have a sun diving comet. Almost always whenever I've ever seen a comet dive into the sun, I can't think of a time I haven't seen a coronal mass ejection immediately happen. It's a very interesting phenomenon, one that I don't think we spend enough time talking about. But when sun diving comets happen, it's interesting. And this one hasn't quite yet. Well, it might have by the time I'm recording, but it's in here too. So interesting couple minutes. Check it out.
Good morning, folks. We've got a couple excellent science findings to share today. Solar forcing of major oscillations and underestimation of magnetic changes over time. But we've also got space weather and watches set, so let's begin, as always, with the last 24 hours on our star. We saw a few more solar flares coming from the incoming limb. Could have more sunspots on the north to deal with here soon. Meanwhile, we left off with two CMEs heading for Earth. One was to impact yesterday, the other tomorrow. First one struck yesterday evening. The solar wind shows the weak but noticeable shockwave enhancement of the solar wind. Luckily, the interplanetary magnetic field was tipped largely northward, precluding geomagnetic storm conditions. It just took the KP up off the floor a bit, but fell short of those storm levels. Of course, there is the second X-class flare, which we reported in the morning yesterday, another full halo CME event, and it is likely to impact Earth tomorrow. Both NASA and NOAA predict another weak impact, like the one we took last night, but auroras and minor storm conditions are a bit more likely with this one. Two other quick notes. We've got a sun-diving comet incoming bottom right. It is going to hit the sun today. And while all the eruptive activity is going on, the high-energy protons have been surging. We've quietly crept up to level 2 storm conditions overnight, and right now they are pretty well hammering the polar regions. There's a modest ozone depletion event underway. First up in the articles is...
So this guy films like every morning at 5 a.m. my time or something like that. So I don't know, good guy. Suspicious Observers, always want you guys to check out his channel if you're into Ben is a good guy. He's written some books. He's got an Asian wife. Anyway, just saying. Donald Trump got another campaign video out right now, and I love how awesome the clarity. It's just nice to have high def videos that people share because normally they're crap quality. So just even that's fun. All said, this is of course inspiring. Get out and vote.
When I first came into office, I cut taxes more than any other president. We have created 7 million new jobs, and it led to a growth like we've never seen before. We developed the greatest economy in history by far. When I left office, it changed. Inflation destroyed the lives of so many people. Interest rates went from 2% to 10%. Millions of illegal immigrants, traffickers, and drugs coming into our country. Our country has gone to hell. So I made a decision to run. We're going to make America great again. greater than ever before. I will fight for you with every breath, and I will never let you down.
I'm gonna fight like a G, they all gon' see, and if I die, I'm gonna die free.
President Trump is literally putting his life on the line, and he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country.
He is strong, he is fearless, and he is what this country needs right now.
Our cities will be safe, our streets will be clean, and our border will be secure.
We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests of the American people, our freedom, and our future.
The left told me to hate Trump. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger.
So if you love this country, if you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect Donald J. Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Sound like there was a tinge of some bluegrass in the back of that. I wonder who their target audience might be. Should I all be talking like Kamala Harris now all of a sudden when I'm in a southern rally? Suddenly I got an accent all of a sudden like I sound like Yins, right? Of course. I don't think so. It's fun though. That was my favorite thing they'd say to me in Tennessee. You ain't from around here, is you? It's like, what gave it away? Well, come on. What is it? Overton Window. I want to describe this to you because then the next slide's going to make more sense. Overton Window is the range of policies politically acceptable to the mainstream population at a given time. This is really, in my mind, the big deal about things like the Brunson case, for example. A lot of people are like, the Brunson case is coming through because Juan even said it. And it's like, and then it doesn't, right? And I think the reason it doesn't isn't because there's something wrong with that case. I think that case is just waiting in the wings for when the Overton window opens, when we're politically ready as a larger population, not just the MAGA people, but we also kind of got to sort of get the other side involved a little bit. It's actually something we were talking about on the community show that we did yesterday. It was actually a good show. Even got slightly heated at one point. That was kind of fun. It was a good show. A lot of fun. We talked about some really good stuff. But the Overton window is something that it's basically what can society tolerate at this moment. So from that standpoint, this hopefully makes a little more sense. But Elon Musk posted this in regards to Chris Pavlovski's, well, they're talking to each other, I guess. But Musk says, don't just open the Overton window, knock down the whole damn wall. And that's like a paradigm shift, right? And of course, Chris Pavlovski, the Rumble guy, it's happening at lightning speed. And it is. This is the odd part, is as more people wake up, it lifts the energy. As more of you guys even take it to the next notch, it lifts the energy. And it does actually at a higher rate than necessarily just a sleeping person suddenly going, yeah. Right? Like, you taking it up a notch actually does a lot. We're kind of lifting like a tent pole, like we're lifting it up from those key areas. And that's you. You're one of the poles. So the more you raise yourself, the bigger deal it's going to make around you, and the larger your ripples are, or the brighter your light, and so moths will come from further. I don't know what analogy we want to run with. There's many, I'm sure. But yes, knock down that damn wall. Tear down that wall, dude with his birthmark of his country on his forehead. What was his name? Gorbachev, right? Wasn't it? At the time? Yes, folks, the system. Their system sucks. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Huge giant bubble in the stock market. If you're tied into that with an IRA or a 401k, get out tax-free, penalty-free, get out sideways. It's actual physical metal. They put it in a trust. That's why it's not paid to you, because that's how you don't, right? Because otherwise, if you cash out your 401k, maybe some don't know this. If you cash it out, you're just like, screw it, I'll just take the money right now. I could use it. You're actually going to find they're going to penalize you, so you lose a huge chunk just by that, and then they tax the hell out of you, and so you lose, almost 2/3 when you do that. So turning it into precious metals and cashing out at that moment would be a very, very, very bad idea. What you want to do is move it sideways over into a precious metals IRA, and it's physical metal, like I said. It's almost like get your name on it, basically. It's in a trust. Somehow they keep track of it. I don't know how they do that. I'm not there, but they do it. And it's actual precious metals, And it's the thing that's actually protecting anybody right now with wealth. If you've got any sort of wealth, stocks are a horrible place. Property, depending how you do it, but not the best place right now when you look at inflation. Right now, assets-wise, Bitcoin and precious metals are the only two assets that are actually positive when you take inflation into account. They're actually positive. Transfer out of their system. Don't let them spend your money on stupid DEI projects. Control what they do with your money by putting it into something that you control. It's a physical asset. It's worth what it's worth based off of that and what the economy's doing right now. And that's partially why the prices are going up. The dollar is losing value. We're going through a petrodollar collapse, and we don't know what that's going to actually be like. So we got a stock market bubble. We've got a petrodollar collapse that is occurring. We've got BRICS that has risen up. Get out of their system while you can. Take as much of your wealth with you while you can, because they don't want you to. You know that. Get out of their system while you can. Get some precious metals. Let my good friends answer all your questions. Gold code's awesome. Go to drslikesgold.com, drslikesgold.com. Get out of their system before they get out of you. They always are trying. All right, got a bunch of crap with Kamala Harris. This should be fun. All sorts of fun. All right, just first off, just because it's funny. Victoria Nuland, back when she first entered government, that's the picture on the left, and when she officially left, the picture on the right. Huh. Evil transforms you, it seems, huh? She was actually almost cute. Almost cute. Kind of got that Molly Ringwald sort of look about her a little bit, I think. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened to her, though, right? Obviously, she had a few evil probes placed in places they shouldn't. Yeah, so just starting there, just because it's fun. Why are we doing this? Oh, yes. Yeah, this is funny. Okay, so let's mock this first and then play it because I think it'll be better. So there's a bunch of doctors on the stage. All these people with white coats at this Kamala rally were brought up to be doctors in support of Kamala. Now watch this video.
I think someone needs some medical assistance over here.
Not one of these doctors made an effort. I was at the rally thing that happened out in North Carolina, and there was people falling down all over the place. It was fun, good times. It was amazing. The buff security guards they'd pick, oh man, it was crazy. But there was a dude that was a doctor. He's like, all right, get water and all this. He came over. He insisted he didn't touch anybody, but he was like, I'm not getting sued. You know how it is. Probably from California. But, that said, yeah, is any doctors anywhere? What about on the stage? So, yeah, these are your Kamala fans right here. Real serious stuff, right? Real serious stuff. Here's some more of, this is awesome. I've got some just stuff that Kamala says that's just amazing. She actually admits she can't think fast on her feet, too. I've got that coming up, but yeah, this is powerful.
Can you give us a sense of your internal polling at the campaign and how that is making or influencing your decisions on what to do over the next 9 days?
So, to be very frank with you, my internal polling is my instinct. I let the campaign people deal with all that other stuff.
Wait, what? Okay, well, that could explain some things. I'm thinking maybe. I don't know. We'll see what you guys think. Now here is CBS doing this interesting, trying to hey, Trump has said Project 2025 isn't a thing, right? And here's her response, because she insists that it is.
You know that Donald Trump has disavowed Project 2025. He says that is not his campaign plan.
As you know, I am a former prosecutor. His DNA is all over it. All over it.
So we've done some sort of forensic examination of Donald Trump and Project 2025. That's kind of an insane answer if you think about it. His forensics are all over it. I'm a retard formally, so when I see one in the street, I totally recognize him. I don't know what she's doing. I'm not quite sure. No, I'm not. But there was this picture that made me chuckle. Project 2025, everybody's focusing on in the news. They're like, your microphone's right. And then the giant elephant in the room, 325,000 missing children. Yeah, but Project 2025, people that knew Trump that were kind of close to him did this thing, and yeah, they're claiming Trump's going to do it. But Trump's never said that. So Kamala Harris admitting that maybe she's not real good on her feet, that this is why whenever a decision on her part will be made, she will consult, with a large group of people, which I'm sure when you've got missiles flying across the sky, right? Kamala, they've launched missiles. All right, let's get the group together. We'll set up a Zoom call on Monday, and we'll talk about it and see what our response should be. Ma'am, they're literally blowing up our country in about 7-8 minutes. Yeah, so we'll talk about it on Monday. Ma'am, it's Thursday right now. I understand it's just hard to get these people together. You could see where the problem might start to lie. All said, maybe I'm being hyperbolic. I mean, probably not actually, but here we go.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect, so let's start there. And I think that perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around me who bring to my decision-making process different perspectives. My team will tell you, I am constantly saying, let's kick the tire on that. Let's kick the tires on it. Because, as I mentioned earlier, I started my career as a prosecutor. I was a courtroom prosecutor. I've tried everything from low-level offenses to homicides. And I learned at a very early stage of my career and adult life that my actions have a direct impact on real people in a very fundamental way. When I was Attorney General of California, I was Attorney General of what is the 5th largest economy in the world, and acutely aware that my words could move markets. So I take my role and responsibility as an elected leader very seriously, and I know the impact it has on so many people I may never meet. And that is why I engage and bring folks around. So I may not be quick to have the answer as soon as you ask it about a specific policy issue sometimes, because I'm going to want to research it. I'm going to want to study it. I'm kind of a nerd sometimes, I confess. And some might call that a weakness, especially if you're, in an interview or just kind of, being asked a certain question and you're expected to have the right answer right away. But that's how I work.
That's usually how questions work. You kind of got to come up with an answer, If I come back and get that to you. But this whole I got to get a committee together is a little frightening, to say the least. This is awesome. Kamala lovers talking about Kamala, but it'll give you hope.
Dear Kamala Harris, let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you. You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, how can you lock parents up?
If you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
I opened the door and I see at least 7 or 8 cops that wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
And frankly, the prosecutors in my office who volunteered to do this? My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
She had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested They could lose time from work and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
All because of the swipe of my pen.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
You were second in charge of the United States for 4 years.
If anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Inflation is hitting the highest level in 39 years. A record high number of illegal crossings.
Crime's been surging across the nation.
Huge spikes in homicides.
Could we be heading toward World War III?
After 17 years of failed leadership, you are now asking us to trust you as first in charge of our country.
I am concerned and focused on big issues. Elementary and middle school truancy is actually a big issue. If we're trying to save the state money, because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding. I want money.
My message to all Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
As men and protectors of women and children, you are simply a risk we are not willing to take.
Paid for by Maha Alliance and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
But still going to be played all over the place. And you see how I kind of got you leaning on that one? That was intentional. I knew it was going to be killer. That was really, really good, right? Wasn't that awesome? I enjoyed that, a lot of that. We got some more cool stuff, don't you worry. We'll start with this top one because it's fun.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
Now, I will say she is capable of a great number of accents, which from an actress standpoint is impressive, correct? Right? Like, I suck at the 4 of them I try to do, and yeah, all said. But here's more weird Kamala.
As a nation, we face real challenges. We carry
Yeah, she was getting heckled at her own event. Heckled at her own event. Of course, they removed these people. We know that. That's fine. Oh, this dude's rad. So this individual that screamed at the child, right? Oh, yeah. She got called out in a big way. Found out she's an actress. This dude's great. Check this guy out.
I fucking love the internet. I'm never leaving. Like a half an hour ago, I put out a post asking people to help identify this girl because she did this. By the way, I'm sure that woman right there, who's actually holding a Harris Walls sign, yeah, she's going to be voting Trump. Because that face screams, what the fuck is wrong with you, you little white bitch? Like, she just created a MAGA. Anyway, so this girl has already been identified as Jordan Bowen. She is an actor hired by the Democrat Party. You want to see something even cooler? Within like 5 minutes, we already had the records of her getting paid by the Democrat Party. Here we got 2 payments being paid to Jordan Bowen. She was paid as an organizer, a total of $4,000. The internet will forever remain undefeated because all I said was, hey, can somebody help me find out who she is? And within like an hour, we had her name and her records of being paid by the Democrat Party. Y'all are fucking awesome. I'm never leaving.
Okay, I just want the record to be straight. An actor, no, I'm an actress. Whatever. Yeah. Very good stuff that we've come to find out. I think we got a little more on that too. Democratic organizer Jordan Bowen faces backlash for screaming at child during Kamala Harris rally. Oh, are those people on the left being weird and yelling at children now? There's a picture and video of her doing it. No, she was yelling at someone else in between, the invisible person. Yeah, right. That's where they'll come out with some stupid story that, you know, if ABC says it, well, bunch of people will be like, no, that's true. They said it. It's, yeah. Did they offer any evidence? Huh? What's that? Again, we're in a tough place. People are waking up, though. People are waking up. It's getting crazy out there. They're having a hard time. Here's a fun little thing that came out. Gosh, gotta hate the internet. Gotta friggin' hate the internet. So Kamala Harris posted this, Progress Matters, or somebody posted this, Progress Matters. Case closed, now the cult can rest. Well, here's the thing. They actually found the original lady that this video or picture came from, that they photoshopped Kamala's young face on. And she's also dead, which I'm not trying to be insensitive, but kind of disrespectful on top of that. So they literally found an old photo of someone in a McDonald's outfit and photoshopped Kamala's very black face onto this very white child that's dead. Pretty messed up. But we know who we're dealing with, right? So Harris is apparently kind of stiff-arming Biden in the final stretch. Biden keeps, I don't know if this is Axios, what stupid rag did this story. Let me see if I can find it. Archive from Axios. Yeah, of course. That's why it's not even worth opening. But the final stretch, I guess Biden's been wanting to come out and help on the campaign trail. Now, I honestly think, and I've got some evidence of this coming up, but I honestly think Biden dislikes, now, not strong enough a word, loathes. I think he'd prefer the word hates. He's pretty on the dark side, I think. I think Biden hates her. So I think, honestly, Biden was like, yeah, give me a chance, give me a chance, give me a chance. I'll look it up for you. And she's like, oh, yeah, we'll get back to you. We'll book something. You know, yeah, no, your people will call, well, my people call your people, yeah? Huh? We're going to kick a tire at some point, and then, yeah, and we'll figure it out. That's why. Yeah. Well, Joe's not necessarily happy. Jack Posobiec is probably still, I'm pretty sure, got some connections in there. When he says stuff, I'm kind of, he says some stuff that's like hard to prove. It's secondhand always, but a lot of his stuff I think is pretty tight. Jack Poso's a good guy. Biden, he also tells like fluent, perfect Chinese. It's a trip when I love watching him. I love watching any white dude speak perfect, fluent Chinese. It just looks so cool, and it trips out Chinese people so freaking much. So that's always fun to see. Those are some of my favorite videos. I love watching that shit. Cracks me up. Anyway, Pozo says Biden is telling advisors the election is dead and buried, and called Kamala an innate sucker. So we got this little post. I think Pozo's tweeting or texting with somebody. He goes, this morning, B conveyed to multiple advisors that the election was dead and buried and called K an innate sucker and too credulous from the starting line. Absolutely slammed her schedule versus 45s, said the race has been a classic hare and tortoise, but the hare is also stupid, not just lazy. His coherency when asked about her is second to no other subject. There's a special button in that head of his for her, and it's a moment to behold. So he apparently just remembers everything with this chick and hates her. So anyway, he's been referring to Obama and virtually everyone who forced him out as suckers and jackasses. Kind of sounds like Joe, doesn't it? I don't know. That's got a ring of truth. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out. That's Posobiec right there, in fact. 84 women rescued by Texas officers from Houston area brothels. So these were those brothels run by criminal cartel members. And this is literally how they've been trafficking people. You come across and you owe us. So they work at these brothels, bar/sex stuff. And they don't get necessarily paid. Maybe they get some tip money. I don't know how that works, or if the bad guys take all of it. But yeah, it's probably how, I don't know how it works when you're you got the, I forget the head dude. I'm drawing a blank on it. It's so funny because they don't cry. Yeah, whatever the case is. Sometimes it's good not to remember slang words, huh? I guess. Could have been funny. Elon Musk talking about, Thomas Massey says, where's the line? Okay, so this is response. I hate, it's so hard how my brain doesn't work that way. It's like reading Chinese. I got to read right bottom up. Come on, that's crazy. Glenn Greenwald, the U.S. has no functional president and has not had one for months. And it's barely noticeable and barely matters because there's a permanent unelected machine that runs the government. I think there's some truth in that, right? Thomas Massey's like, where's the lie? And Elon Musk's like, bingo. Like, so yeah, we're all kind of waking up to this, and the right people are talking about it, and normies are starting to talk about it. So the awakening is happening. This will be the most important vote we ever have. I hope you have gotten out and done that. Now, talking about the 320,000 children, here's Trump talks about it in this 2-minute segment.
But he's got his glasses, the whole deal, standing outside, wind blowing. He doesn't look great for us. He doesn't look, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. President Xi used to look at him and still does, I guess, right? But he used to he just said, this makes me so happy, he says. And Putin and the whole group, Kim Jong-un, they're tough guys out there. They're tough and they're smart and they're streetwise and they're at the top of their game. And we don't have that. That's very nice. Thank you. What a good line that is. She said, that's why we have you. Thank you very much. Wow. You know that woman? You know that woman? That's very good. Thank you. It's very nice. Thank you very much. 2 days ago, she said she could not think of any mistakes that she's made. She was asked a question. Can you think of anything that you would do different? Can you think of any mistakes that you've made? No, actually, she couldn't think of it. It's about as good. She could say, I would have strengthened the border, I would have lowered taxes, there were about 500 answers she could give, and you're out of that question, right? She couldn't think of a thing. The worst of all, though, really is 325,000 young children are possibly dead, but many of them are dead, but they're sex slaves, or at a minimum, they're missing. They'll never see their parents again, most likely. We'll do everything we can when we come back. I don't know. It's very far down the line. We're going to do everything we can together. But think of what that number represents, Dan. 325,000. And the fake news media doesn't even talk about it. If that were a Republican instead, it would be the biggest scandal in history. It would be the equivalent of nothing else. And they don't even talk about it. They cannot talk about 325,000 for you people are missing. Think of that, are missing, and probably will never be seen again, most of them. But we're going to do the best we can. It's a tough assignment. But most of them, they're probably dead.
Well, and one's got to ask as well, how many more have gone missing? This is just this one set of numbers that we've been able to ascertain, right? So again, how much worse does it actually get from there? That's going to be the frightening part in the big picture, I think. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We've got, Tulsi Gabbard. The wrecking ball is coming. I love it.
What Donald Trump is committed to changing, and the team of people he's assembling to be able to help execute that change. It will be the most disruptive, transformative change in our government than we have ever seen in our lives.
Yes!
The reason I can say that with confidence is because throughout President Trump's first term in office, he not only had front row seats to this, he experienced it himself. And he has not forgotten how these agencies were weaponized against him. And the reason why they were weaponized against him back then and have continued throughout this entire period of time is because he doesn't play their game. He's not there kissing the rings of the powers that be in Washington. And he is there on behalf of the American people to actually solve problems. What he didn't have then, that he is intent on having now, and that Bobby and I and others are helping with, is that team of leaders, not only at the top, but many layers down. There's close to 10,000 political appointees that need to be ready to get in and to do this work, and they need to be people who are not the careerists of Washington who are looking for their next job on TV or their next advancement into some higher office.
Yeah, it's just, one, I want to point out a few things that jump out. One, that I love Tulsi. I've said that before. I love the fact that she is just part of this. RFK Jr., Maha is such an awesome thing. Like, there's so much going on. There's so much momentum happening. There's so much life change that's occurring at this moment. And it's extraordinarily impressive how, again, we're able to get all these people to come in and be a part of this. Actually, it's funny, as well as was playing, I was like, I've got to change my thumbnail. My thumbnail that I did is stupid, and I just found the thumbnail because I keep talking about the Overton window. And that's what she's speaking to. The fact that people are now getting ready for this. We've got the left talking about how he's going to come in, he's going to come after us. They're actually thinking, yeah, for once, they're not on the side that gets to be the ones pointing the gun at everybody. Now, they're on the wrong side of that. This is a weird time for everybody. Everybody's going through their own kind of strange version of it. And yeah, the Overton window. It really is where we're at. It's what's going on. It is altering that and expanding that as much as we possibly can, as quickly as we possibly can, because ultimately we've got a lot that we need to cover. And I think this is where the pace will pick up. I think there's a lot of people that are, disclosure's going to take 40 years. I'm like, I don't think so. We're speeding up so much. I mean, everyone says, yeah, but that's because you're getting older. No, it's way faster than it was a year ago. All right? It isn't because I'm a year older that it just feels this much faster. No. Shit's speeding up right now for everybody, not just the fact that we're all aging. You can say that to a 7-year-old, too. You'd be like, yeah, like a year ago, you're older. See? That's why it's speeding up. No. Shit's getting crazy. Getting crazy, folks. Election stuff going on. We're going to start here because it's just freaking awesome. This is somebody that's very serious about pissing off their neighbors. Yeah, and I'm sure that is how you piss off your neighbors. Or, show great pride. It's a beautiful home, by the way, too, whoever that is. Beautiful home. I love those big giant windows in the front, the bay windows. What do they call those? I don't even know what those are called, but they're very pretty. Anywho, more people talking some, changing sides.
For those of you who don't really pay attention to politics, let me make this very simple for you. When it comes to our presidential election, you essentially have two choices. You can vote for Donald Trump. You know he's kind of an asshole, probably going to offend you and your entire community. Or we can become North Korea. The choice is yours.
Reasonably black and white, wouldn't you say? I feel like I agree with him. I don't know. It's where I was at when I saw it. Insanity, they say. This is Patriots are in control, I think. I have a hard time reading his shit because he likes to do this upper lowercase thing. It makes it very hard to read. I guess computers read it fine, by the way, but people have a problem with it. Insanity, Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears responds to the Biden federal judge's ruling that non-citizens must be added back to the voter rolls. She's like, this is insane. Let's watch this.
So here's the thing. There are over 1,500 of them that the judge insanely, incredulously said, Virginia, you must put these people back on the voting rolls. People who told us themselves, check the box, we are not citizens of the United States and therefore not eligible to vote. And the judge said, no, you're going to put those people back on. This is just incredulous to us. And by the way, these people proved with immigration documents they are not citizens, and yet we're told to put them back. You know, there was a time when I was not a citizen of these great United States. I had a green card. I was still a Jamaican citizen, but I applied for citizenship, and thank you very much. I was given that citizenship, and now I am able to vote. So I totally understand how this system works. It would have been unbelievable. Wait, it would have been illegal for me to vote. That's what this is about, and that's why Governor Youngkin has rightly made sure to immediately ask for an injunction against this judge And if what we have to do is to go all the way to the Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court, he has said he is going to do that. We must have elections that are free, fair, integrity. That's what this is about. There is no other issue here.
Too bad that thing back in the day wasn't injunction function, right? Instead of conjunction function, because we would have learned more about what the frickin' injunction is. Injunction function, what's your function? I don't know. I don't think I would know more, hopefully, right? Though I can't remember what a conjunction is at the moment. It's probably something like, what, an and or a with or something like that. I don't know, something stupid, but whatever. I don't remember. I remember. You remember. All right. Army releases redacted report on incident during Trump's visit to Arlington. So the skinny, I don't want to read it because it's funny as hell. But the skinny of it is, there was a cemetery employee. Let's going to call her Karen at the moment. I'm just making up a name. All right. So Karen sees that Trump is coming in. There's cameras and stuff. And Karen goes, oh, hey, you're not allowed to take pictures here. You know, like crossing guards kind of do. You know, when they like put that stop sign out like it's got powers. It somehow is going to literally physical stop your car. And if not, it will crunch into its crumple zones from the power of her telekinesis. Feels like it sometimes to me. I don't know. Some of these people have trippy ways. But anyway, Karen decides to get involved, tries to get past the layer of security, a.k.a. Secret Service, and got shoved forcefully. Didn't get hurt. Her feelings, well, they were wrought with pain. Yes, she'll probably need therapy for months. Nonetheless, she decided she didn't want to press charges. That's your story. Truly. Not making it up. I think I did good. I don't know what her name actually was, but I feel Karen was a much better name. I just feel because I was making it up and I wanted to keep her protected. That's all. Mayor Adams has defended Trump. It's kind of a... This dude's pissed. Oh, hey now. Don't talk when you're not supposed to. This dude is pissed. And they haven't stopped attacking him. So, again, I think some of the bubbles are rising to the top. Like I've said before, you get the peanut butter and jelly and you're peeling it apart and little stringies are coming. I'm telling you guys, the separation is occurring. It is occurring. This is such a grand time to be alive. Needless to say, shut up, Dan. Let Eric Adams talk right now for a minute and 10 seconds. And, tell me what you think.
That the former president is a fascist?
You know, I have been had those terms hurled at me by some political leaders in the city, using terms like Hitler and fascist. My answer is no. I know what Hitler has done, and I know what a fascist regime looks like. I think, as I've called over and over again, that the level of conversation, I think we could all dial down the temperature. And I've heard people say that the former president should not be able to have a rally in Madison Square Garden. I strongly disagree. This is America. This is New York. And I think it's important that we allow individuals to exercise their right to get their message clear to New Yorkers. And our job as a city and as a police department is to make sure they can do that in a peaceful way.
Again, it's interesting where people are choosing sides at this point. Starting to see some of these different celebrities come out, right? So it's not just Brett Favre. I don't know how to say his name. Brett Favre. I don't know how. I feel like they just kind of throw it out there and then just like kill it at the end and then just kind of fade off on the end of the word and just like, I don't know, whatever. However you say his name. Supposedly he's come out in favor of Trump right now. A bunch of people are going to send me emails. It's okay though. It's okay. You guys will teach me how to say it. That's the beauty. There's been a lot of times, by the way, like Zaporozhye, by the way, that crazy Ukrainian place. Yeah, they taught me how to say that. There's really good stuff sometimes. That was one of them for sure. Here is a moment where J.D. Vance kind of takes it to douchehole here, whatever his name is. J.D. Vance embarrasses Jake Tapper. Yeah, Jake Tapper, that guy. I don't know. It was my level of my level of, I would have loved to have seen some better, but I thought J.D. Vance handled himself well. Jake Tapper's like, what? Anyway, it was kind of fun. See what you guys think.
Agrees with that, but he's talking
Apparently
about...
you do, based on the way you're asking the question.
No, based on the fact that he's accused people that didn't break the law of breaking the law when it comes to the election. And if you want to revisit that, I'm happy to. But Liz Cheney, he said, should be put before a war tribunal. None of that sounds fascist to you at all?
No, of course it doesn't. Of
Putting
course
Liz
it
Cheney
doesn't.
before a military tribunal?
First of all, I don't buy into the premise of what you're saying, Jake, because I just on things that I know that he said, on things that I know that he said, you're imputing things, you're taking words out of context, you're taking two separate conversations and pretending that they were made at the exact same time. So I'm rejecting the premise of your question. I frankly don't believe what you're saying about Donald Trump's words. If you'd like to put up a clip and actually put him in context, I think the American people would realize that Donald Trump is a hell of a lot more reasonable than the people like Liz Cheney who would like to lie us into war. Now, Jake, we also have to remember, step back a little bit. Well, ask yourself a basic question about network integrity. You guys talked about the Russia hoax nonstop.
The FBI was investigating it. The FBI was investigating it, so we covered them.
And so you took the words of unnamed FBI agents and put them on your network as if they were the gospel truth. You did it again and again. A viewer of your network would have believed that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin conspired in 2016. No. That was totally and preposterously false.
No. Well, that's what you just said is false. We covered an FBI investigation. I don't know why you want to talk about the FBI investigation.
You covered it in a way that gave credence to anonymous sources' accusations. You did it yourself. Your network did it, Jake. But again, can we talk about the issues that Americans care most about?
I'm talking about things that Donald Trump has said.
Yes.
If you have an issue with whether or not he's talking about the economy enough, that's between you and your running mate. I'm talking about things he has said this week.
Every single rally that he does,
What I think a big part of, I don't know, you guys, I'm curious. Put in the comments, too. Seriously, get a conversation going. I'm curious. And hit the thumbs up, please. Subscribe and all that good stuff, wherever you are. I'm noticing a lot of movement. I think Rumble's upset a few people because of how many commercials they're playing. So I've actually noticed some of the movement to other platforms. So just at least make sure you're subscribed. And some of the alternate places. Usually that yellow bar in the bottom will flash it at some point, the different channels. But all said, I think I've even got them in the description below. But I think we like somebody that actually comes out against the bad guys, the cabal, the machine. And so J.D. Vance is fighting it. He's like calling Tapper out on his stuff. And Tapper is funny. His response is like, his voice gets higher, like an octave higher, like, we did everything we could. It's just like, come on, dude. Come on, you're on the run. Band on the run. Right? He was on the run with his higher voice. Doing some great, almost falsetto. So, well done, Tapper. Tapping out, really. Hey, check out MyPillow. Just use the coupon code mypillow.com/OTF or just go to MyPillow. Just hit the main site. Just go, bam. What's up, MyPillow? And you're going to find out all sorts of great, cool stuff. Use coupon code OTF. OTF. Because right now they kind of got, my site feels like it's a little weird. It's a little weak right now, I feel. So I would just almost, at this point, go to MyPillow. Yeah, because they got some different stuff on here. Yeah, check it out. See who else is using it. Yep. Oh, you got special people. You can even choose someone else's promo code if you want. You go, MyPillow. Nowhere on there you see Dan, but you see all the big people. Yeah, that's why our coupon code's special. Yeah, whatever the case is, you want to use their coupon code even. Here's how you do it. Go to mypillow.com. Yeah, but they got some great products. I love it. Yeah, that's about the same prices. Yeah, look at that. That's about this. What is mine then? I'm very curious. all of a sudden. /OTF. Let's do this on the air and just call it out. Okay, same prices. Look at that. So I thought I had something special. Anyways, well, it is what it is. If you want to buy some great products, which they certainly are, go to MyPillow and check out the products. Use coupon code OTF. You're going to help out my channel at least. That's for sure, and always appreciate it. I love you guys. We've got typically a very loyal group of people. And I know most of you guys are so MyPillowed out, you almost have to buy a new house with extra bedrooms just so you can finally put more sheets on something. So I get it. I think that's one of the funny parts about this for a lot of people right now, especially poor Mike Lindell. He's like, dude, a lot of people have been MyPillowed up. You know what I mean? We are MyPillowed until the end of time. So it's good stuff. I love you guys. Use coupon code OTF or just go to mypillow.com/OTF, mypillow.com/OTF. Yeah, either way, you're going to get the best night of sleep you've ever had. That's the cool part. All right, cool Trump stuff here we get to share. Oh, yeah, here he is. I could try to say it again. Brett Favre. Brett Favre. I don't know. When are you guys going to... I'll watch. I don't know. I might actually get curious enough to learn how to say it. Sometimes for me, it's more fun just to butcher it. I know it pisses people off, but I just get a certain level of joy with it that it's... Frankly, I got to do this every day. I don't know about you guys, but I got to do this every day. So sometimes being able to laugh about stuff. Brett Favre is that's a win just for me right there. Okay, anyways. So this post is kind of fun. We got a Daily Mail. I realize it's Daily Mail, Telegram. What's the other one? I had it the other day. Forgot. There's like 3 these like British rags that are just such shit. So anytime I get a story from them, I always kind of laugh. But panicking liberals are urging Kamala Harris to appear with Rogan as Trump's staggering ratings on the podcast revealed. That would be so awesome if she was on there and poor Joe Rogan's like, literally, nobody saw it. I had the lowest ratings I've ever had on any show. I literally could talk with an infant for an hour and would have gotten higher ratings than what I did with you, Kamala. Oh, it'll be very interesting. I'm sure a bunch of people will actually watch the train wreck. She couldn't do it. And I mean, Joe's respectful. He wouldn't be a dick. I know that. Oh man. Anyway, there's no way she does it. No way she does it. So we also got Donald Trump appearing on stage, I guess, with a local imam and an Arab-American mayor at his rally in suburban Detroit. Talk about bringing people together, right? Like everybody else wants to put a checkbox and keep you in your own little separate prison. Trump's like, no, just come together, all of us, man. We can all hang out at the same place. We'll make sure we got, good food for everybody, stuff that everybody can eat. That's usually one of the hard times, I've found, and that's all. That's cool. Rock and roll. So yeah, Muslims apparently stand with President Trump. That's interesting when you think about what we've been fed as people too, right? But these people came here from other countries. They know what other countries are like, and they see what's happening here. These people recognize. That's almost one of the benefits right now of some of the people that are here that were escaping. A lot of Cubans down in Florida for sure, I think, fall into this category. Communists, they came here. They're like, I'm getting the hell out of there. And they see what's happening. And certainly other countries too. I don't know about the Venezuelans. I think they're trying to actually initiate it here. Apparently, we got an ultra MAGA crowd lining the streets for President Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. That's happening today. It'll be after this comes out. Today's Sunday. It's supposed to be tonight. I want to say it starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is not too far away. I would imagine Trump goes on around 7, 8, or 9, somewhere in that vicinity. I'm not sure how my day is going to play out as far as me getting back home. I'm hoping to be able to watch it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything with it live. If I can, I might pop up. If you see me pop up, feel free to join. If you don't, no biggie. I don't know. I'm not sure. I might not. So I don't want to sell it too far. What we're doing, my schedule's a little weird right now. Yeah, and figuring it out on the fly. I just can't think that fast on my feet, but I have a bunch of people. People, can I go out? Yeah, come on, I don't have that. I don't have that at all. Manhattan prosecutor. They admitted that convicting former Marine Daniel Penny may prove actually more difficult than they originally thought. And essentially what it comes down to is, did he actually mean to kill this guy, or was he holding him off because he was protecting the lady that was being attacked and he happened to die? Well, that's like defense, really. I didn't mean to kill him. I was trying to protect this lady. Like, how do you... Yeah, but you're going to jail forever. Ha bitch. Right? Like, how do you do that? That would look so ridiculously bad to the public. Which I know the deep state would like, you shouldn't ever protect. You should just pull out your phone and start recording and watch them get maimed. And then thrown out onto the tracks on the third rail, and die. And then make sure you're not the next one. Like, again, we don't trust them, that's for sure. I know that. Oh, this is England. Yeah, England. First out, I'm just gonna say I've seen a bunch of crap, and I don't pull a lot of it up. I got a couple Brits that watch, I think, you guys got a mess going on in your country right now. I assume you know this. I think it's a mess, and they are doing some major taking of rights. They're trying to really, really lock you guys down. You've got this hardcore Labour Party bastard in there right now. I know. So again, I don't know what England's gonna do. I know they're upset right now. You can't tell though. That's the problem. I just know because of where things are at. I know they're pretty pissed off at this moment. I don't know how that manifests itself, considering this is part of the transition for the whole planet. Like everybody's got their own. Like England's got their own version of karma to face, just like we do too. I think both of us have been pretty big dicks on this planet for historically. You guys have done it longer. That's all. That's just a bummer. So anyway, well, yeah, we'll see. But you guys are going through some tough shit. Anyway, here's the chick sort of talking about it with the really cool British accent. Yeah, I love that.
Anthony Albanese and Michelle Rowland have just introduced a second take on their sinister misinformation and disinformation bill. When it was first announced over 12 months ago, it was resoundingly criticised by everyone. This second take they've released is no better. There's been some window dressing behind the scenes, but make no mistake, the substance of this bill is just as bad. It creates a ministry of truth who monitors the social media companies who then are forced to monitor us. Social media is our public square. That's where we share our thoughts, our opinions, our information. Sure, some of it is extreme, some of it doesn't make sense, some of it's made up. But it is where we exercise our free speech. The government wants its Ministry of Truth to police what we say. To try and ensure they don't tank the religious vote at the next election, they've created this religious exemption. But don't be fooled by this. That doesn't protect someone like me who asks questions and criticises abortion up to birth without a religious perspective, or someone like Rachel Wong from Women's Forum Australia who's been questioning the gender ideology. Or it doesn't protect anyone asking legitimate questions about vaccine safety and efficacy. Rowland and Albanese say that misinformation and disinformation pose a serious threat to democracy, which is why they're doing this. But the bigger threat to democracy is them, because free speech and our ability to speak freely, to question those in power, that is what makes us a democracy and not a communist totalitarian.
Okay, she sounds Australian to me. I don't know what. My brain is very confused. She looks Indian. She sounds different. And I thought the thing... No, it is Australian. Okay, I was like, she sounds Australian. That does not sound British. Anyway, sorry. I was wrong. I didn't realize. Yeah, Australia's a mess too, by the way. England, I guess that wasn't... I thought that was you guys. It's just because I'm a stupid American. You can't tell the difference? I could when I was listening to it. I'm like, that sounds Australian. Damn it. And then Kiwi Australian, though, that's a trick, though. You got fish and chips is supposed to be one of the words, because chips, they say cheaps says like one side, and I don't know if it's Australians, and the Kiwis say it differently. They go chips, like they, But yeah, my favorite was deck, because the ladies, she had deck shoes, but they say dick, so the dick is how they say deck. But it's awesome when they use the word, because then I, being as immature as I was, and they knew it sounded funny to us Americans, I'm like, which kind of shoes were those? And she goes, dick shoes, and I'm like, oh, they're sailors, I guess that's what you wear dick shoes for. So anyway, yeah, she had her own dick shoes. Yeah, so it was very cool. Very cool. I like that. I bet anything that translates what I say into English is going to have a lot of fun with that segment. What do you guys think? I think so. Putin says hopes the West has learned its lesson, like with this whole NATO thing and using weapons to go deep into Mother Russia. So, yeah, another threat, another reminder. I don't know, just trying to get that one in people's consciousness. Sean Diddy Combs won a small victory in court after a judge slapped down federal agents suspected of leaking information. Apparently, they're not allowed to do that. Oh, that's going to mess with the Fed's case. How else are we going to get everybody to think a certain way so we can railroad your ass? Not saying he's good in any way, but like I keep saying, it's funny how we're focused on what crimes he's committed, not so much all the shit that he was involved with and the people that were above him that were giving mass amounts of money to some of the things they were doing. Like there's a lot of weird stuff that's been going on. This Epstein type level stuff and higher, probably, for sure. So yeah, Diddy, the judge basically said, yeah, you guys aren't allowed to do that. There's a gag order on the information. We'll see what that means, because if it still leaks, then it's obviously coming from the case. They're going to get in trouble, so they kind of can't leak anything now on this Diddy case. But why here? Why is it this that gets that level of protection, right? You can tell they're trying to protect their own. The deep state's trying to protect their names from coming out. They're definitely afraid. So we are, they're going to bury this too. It's an SDNY, the Southern District of New York. This same case, I guarantee it. I remember saying that at some point, and I was like, no shit. Like all of the crazy stuff, Wiener's laptop, Hillary, all that stuff is in SDNY. Every bit of it. All the crazy stuff, all of it is in SDNY. That place is like the lockdown. That is the deep state central core. We get control of that, and we've got the assassination of Kennedy right there. I'm sure that's probably where the FBI's people, because remember, 2/3 of all killers, it seems, are actually the FBI agents. Just using the numbers from the dude from the Gretchen Whitmer thing, right? There was 18 people involved. 12 of them were feds. 12 of the 18 were feds. 6 of these numbnuts were like, what? Yeah, you think so? We think we should throw rocks at it first? They're like, no, we got to make bombs. Sure? We could throw rocks, I'm sure, man. I could throw a rock pretty good. I did it once. Hit a duck. It's pretty cool. Right? Like, no, that's not what they found the idiots that would go out there and do this. Now, this is just, I don't know, it's an image. I think it looks like Leonardo DiCaprio, best I can tell. What I guess I also see is, I don't know, 3 dudes, all sweaty. Oh, 4. Sorry, there's a 4th guy down here. It's like those pictures. Remember those Are You Human CAPTCHA things, right? Where you're like, show us all the squares that have crosswalks. And you're like, I don't even know what the hell that picture is. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with this decision right now. So, yeah, 4 dudes apparently. Sweaty. Doesn't look like a racquetball court or a basketball court. It's sort of got a bedroom feel and look to it. One person has a towel on and everybody else seems like they've got, well, anywho, I thought it was a strange picture. It's like, where's Waldo, you know? No, maybe not quite like that, but close, I feel. All right, finally. Oh yeah, this was, maybe UFOs, maybe not, I don't know. But this, I want to play a couple minutes of this, and then we're going to close out. But I think you guys will maybe appreciate what this pilot is talking about.
You're about to see him again. Just watch up above the horizon, and they're going to get really bright, and then they're going to go away. See them? There's 2 of them right there. Those are not airplanes.
Yeah, they keep circling.
They just keep circling, and they're going to go away.
And there's nothing on your radar right now?
No, there's nothing there. I can zoom out.
Now the light's going out.
They're gone.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
A couple times in this area. But
we're flying over New Mexico?
Yeah.
Which is Roswell, which is where all those...
Correct. It's where all the weird stuff happens. But they're going to go again.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
They've been doing it for like the past hour.
What do you think they are?
Logic would say satellites. But satellites go in a line. These are like circling.
Are they like high propulsion devices, you think?
I don't know.
Is that how an aircraft would fly?
We're at 40,000 feet. So whatever that is has got to be at 80,000 or 100,000. They've got to be way up there.
They're at 100,000 feet?
They would have to be. The X-15 flew at 300,000 feet. Here they come again. They're coming around again. I can see the one. He's going to get bright, and then it's going to go away.
So they're above us significantly.
Look, it's going to get really bright. And then it's going to go away. The whole flight I've been wanting to call you up here. I'm like, he's going to think we're crazy.
No, I'm seeing it myself. But look, your radar would pick it up if it was an aircraft, right?
Yes. There's one below us at 8,000 feet. There's another one below us at...
So to me, it's got that sort of feel like it's a beacon almost or whatever. I don't know. I don't feel like this is necessarily a UFO in the sense of that, but this does feel like it expresses, I think, stuff like along the lines of like secret space program-ish kind of things. I don't know how deep that rabbit hole truly goes, but I do think there's a lot of crossover that's legit. So I think, yeah, like the TR-3B is a great example for any of you guys that want to do any sort of research. That's the triangle. That thing's... There's been sightings of that for eons, and there's a lot of stuff out there about what it is possibly or whatever, but they continue to still show up. it's an interesting craft and supposedly capable of some cool stuff. All said, who knows? I love the woo. Don't really know for sure, but I love to keep an open mind about mostly everything. Yes, that is for sure. I want you guys to think about merch and think about messaging out to people. Of course, if you want to do it the Dan Radio style way, we've got a lot of ways to do that. Certainly the cool hats. This is an older model. Sorry. It's just the one I went to the gym today and sweat all over it. I don't like to do that in my good new hat. But yeah, it's got the beautiful logo, which I'm very proud of. And again, number of different ways that you can have this. We've also got the 9/11 shirts. I should probably open up the site too, because it is truththread.shop. Truththread.shop. Yeah, so we got a number of options. The 9/11 Never Forget Inside Job. Got a whole bunch of stuff on the back that you can see, right? Sometimes truth can never be stranger than lies. So a whole lot of information back there. Very, very good stuff. So never forget. Of course, got the OTF flag on the side, and always fun times. So yeah, this is one of those shirts for the whole family. And then we've got the 611 Ephesians. Put on your armor of God, and I just recommend you keep it on all the time. And the old 5G warfare, our first generation of the truth movement. But there it is also as well. We've got a number of different options for those. So please check it out. Go to truththread.shop, truththread.shop. Help out a family, help out the channel, help out the world, folks. Let's be serious. That's how that works. Folks, we get out and vote, please, early, especially because there's likely going to be issues. I voted. I was just literally my third time in my life I voted. Third time in my life. Second time was 2022. So Ross Perot was my first time. Just to give y'all a little where I come from. Like, I didn't want to vote either. I didn't want to vote last year either, but last time, but we need to. And so, please, get out and vote. No matter who you are. Christian, gun owner, whatever you are, get out and vote, please. Just this time, it really, really matters. It needs to be your casted opinion, because this one's going to matter in the big picture. I love you guys. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.